Hi, I'm Kirby Allison, and today we have a very special unboxing. A surprise birthday gift from one of my favorite people in London, my good friend Reza Haraji, the founder of Akeila Bespoke and the International School of Tailoring. Now, if you've been a follower of the channel for a while, you'll remember Reza from the videos that we made together, including our series at Akeila, which includes one of my favorite videos of all time, where Reza walks us through the essential hand sewing stitches that every gentleman should know. But my history with Reza actually goes back much further than that. I first met him when he was an apprentice tailor at Chittleborough Morgan, where Joe Morgan himself introduced him to me as their coat maker extraordinaire, which, having watched him work, was completely accurate. The first time Reza really made an impression on me was at Royal Ascot. I'd brought my morning suit into the Chittleborough Morgan workshop to be pressed. Reza was the one pressing it, and he noticed completely by accident that the seat seam on my trousers had begun to come unraveled. If his keen eye hadn't noticed this, who knows what would have happened during a full day of races and drinking at Ascot. Reza quite literally saved my ass that day. It was a moment that stuck with me. One, the importance of tailors, but two, how the handwork that a proper bespoke tailor puts into their garments would have actually protected against something embarrassing like the seat seam of your trousers ever coming open. That story tells you everything you need to know about Reza. First, he notices things that other people miss. He acts on them quietly, and because he cares, not because it's his job. It's just who he is. Since then, Reza has gone on to launch Akeila, a bespoke tailoring studio operating at the highest level, and the International School of Tailoring, an online platform training aspiring tailors around the world in the techniques and traditions of true bespoke. He once told me that the journey to becoming a bespoke tailor isn't well defined, and that was actually why he built the school, to open those doors to people who'd otherwise never find them. So I'm always very excited to receive something from Reza. He is a man that has a surprising attention to detail. Not in that his attention to detail is surprising, because it's not whenever you meet him, but in the way that his attention to detail really doesn't pass anything. A great example of that is the Christmas card that Reza sends out is one of my favorite. You can see this right here. This was last year's, handmade with an articulating tailor pressing some cloth. Some actual cloth cut out right here. Again, this is something that really speaks to not only Reza's attention to detail, but just his overall creativity and the way that his fanatical obsession and attention to detail really doesn't allow anything to escape that. So something simple like a Christmas card really is very reflective of just that whole ethos that you find at Akeila Tailoring. Now, I've started collecting these, but for this video I couldn't find the other ones, but they are all equally exceptional. So whenever it comes to something like a birthday gift, I have to say I'm pretty excited because there's no telling what this could be. Now we know from the size of the box is that it's certainly not a suit, probably a little bit too small to be a bolt of cloth, and it's not a pair of shoes, but nevertheless, coming from Reza, I couldn't be more excited to see what this is. Now again, something like a simple package, shipped overseas via DHL still showcases Reza's hallmark attention to detail. Here we see a nice kind of twine string tying it together with a wax seal. Again, this is the type of attention to detail that nuts like me, that are fanatics for quality craftsmanship and tradition really love, but it's things that are completely overlooked by everyone else. So, couldn't be more excited to open this. Let's see what it is. So, we've got the wax seal. Let's see if this pulls off. So that's actually not going to pull off, right? Wouldn't want to do that anyway. Let's cut it. Luckily, I've got my scissors. So we're gonna cut that. Let's see, what else do I need? Okay, so that's stuff, right? So we're gonna grab this. All right. Aha! Look at this, exciting. So let's see what is in store. All right. All right, there we go. You know, nice little note in here for Kirby. Again, Reza, I mean, it's like, I mean, we I feel like could be soulmates. I mean, this guy, his attention to detail, I absolutely love. And just cut the edge off. All right, pull this out and see what we have. All right, look at this, typewritten. I mean, you know, of course, something like this you could print out on a printer and type on a computer, but I wouldn't be surprised with Reza if this was literally typed out on an actual typewriter. So dear Kirby, this Wednesday is going to be your birthday. Congratulations. It makes me happy to write you this letter, along with presenting you with a small gift as a gesture of appreciation for your vision, hard work, and commitment to exploring the world of quality. Your work has increased the breadth of imagination of multiple generations and will continue to do so in the future. It's very kind. I mean, a compliment like that coming from someone like Reza really is one of the greatest compliments I could ever be paid. I mean, it's really more about an appreciation of the craft of artisans like Reza that has really created this entire channel. Is one, my love for that, and then two, sharing that with the world through this YouTube channel has really been the greatest privilege of a lifetime. I hope you live a long life to share new experiences with your children and grandchildren. They sure will have a lot to see with you as their father and grandfather. Well, that's very sweet. I appreciate the sentimentality. I'm already kind of getting started with Nathaniel. And actually, one of the things I'm planning on this year is trying to take the children to London for the summer. It's surprising that they have yet been. I mean, you know, to share it, what I love, and really this channel is about that. It's about what I love and my passions with all of you is an incredible privilege, only surpassed by the privilege of sharing that with my children. And anyone that's a parent will certainly know that. God bless you, your family, and the life ahead of you. Enjoy this little gift, and who knows, one day you'll pass it on. Thank you, and best regards from London. Well, that's fantastic. I'm already excited. I mean, just the tactile feedback of the paper, the typewritten note. I mean, again, these are the small details of a bygone world that really are what drew me in to this life that I now live. No idea what this could be, but again, Reza, he's always got surprises up his sleeve, so let's see what it could be. All right, let's look at this. Very subtle box, beautiful packaging. Again, nothing escapes Reza. Let's put this back. The note is certainly something to save. I'll put it in my corner with things from Reza. I mean, again, you know, I mean, this Christmas card, look at that, it's amazing. All right, so let's see what this is. Small, but the best gifts are. So let's look at this. Look at this. The world at your fingertips. So what this is it's his Atlas Thimble, the Tailor's Thimble. Oh, this is exciting. I've always wanted one of these. This is fantastic. Wow. Okay, so if you're watching this channel and you don't know what a Tailor's Thimble is or its importance, then we are in for a little bit of a lesson today. So I'm gonna set this right here. Let's see, let's get that up properly. And then let's see what this is right here. So this is the little note that's included. The world at your fingertips, all the pain you endure, pressing your knees and upholding the skies, splitting 7 seas. No wonder you cried, or at least so it seemed, when darkness prevailed and nothing was achieved. But then a voice within you sparked up and lit, a beacon of hope, setting sail for a trip. Sail boldly, my friend, through the rises and dips, for now you have the world at your fingertips. Look at that poem written by Reza. Again, nothing surprises me. I've got so much respect from this guy. And actually, the Atlas Thimble is something that I was familiar with. This is a product that Reza had been developing for a long time. You know, the thimble is one of 2 accessories that really stay with the tailor throughout their entire journey in that really lifelong commitment to tailoring. The thimble, and then the second one, as you may know, is a pair of cutting shears, right? So these are the scissors that a tailor would use to cut the cloth after they strike it. And these are sacred accessories, sacred tools really, that in many cases are passed down from generation to generation, from one tailor to another. But that once a tailor has chosen his shears and his thimble, would really never allow anyone else to use them because they are so important to him and to his trade. Now the thimble is quite unique because the thimble, again, is something that is used during the hand sewing process. I've got two accessories here I'll show you, right? One of them is a needle, right, and thread. So whenever a tailor is sewing, right, they need something in order to support the back of the needle so that they can push through the garment, right? I mean, again, a bespoke garment, entirely handmade. There's an incredible amount of handwork that goes into that garment, but most of which, with only a few exceptions, is completely done by hand. And the thimble is incredibly important in terms of helping support that needle. The thimble lives on the tailor's finger. It's worn for hours every single day, every stitch for an entire career. The fit, the weight, the material, all of it matters. A thimble that doesn't fit is maddening, and one that does, like a great pair of shoes, you forget it's even there. Now here's what makes the Atlas remarkable. Reza designed it himself, from scratch. He went through 23 designs and 17 prototypes, tested it with over 300 users before he was satisfied. Because what he found as a working tailor was that virtually every thimble on the market was rubbish. Poor materials, poor fit, the kind of tool completely at odds with the precision and care of a bespoke tailor and that with which he brings his work. He actually wrote about this and said, "We make bespoke suits in a luxury industry. Why would we be doing that with a cheap jack thimble that is the complete opposite of the perfection we're trying to achieve?" That, of course, is very Reza, and that was the inspiration, or in many ways, the frustration with which he sought out to create the tailor's thimble. And to be honest, it's really not all that different from the genesis of the hanger project. The whole idea behind our luxury garment hanger that I created back in 2007 was born out of a frustration with the cheap plastic and cheap wooden hangers that you could otherwise find. I mean, the idea that here you were investing in this incredible garment handmade by someone for you, using the same techniques that have survived over 100 years, yet you're hanging it on a plastic or wooden ill-fitting hanger, just didn't seem proper. And so Reza really had that same frustration. Here was this incredibly intimate accessory, incredibly important. A tailor would wear it on their finger that would be with him behind every single hand stitch, yet it was impossible to find anything that was made thoughtfully or made of any quality. And there we have it, now the Atlas thimble. What's incredible about this is that no detail really escapes. Handmade in England, with the design inspired by the grand cathedral architecture. Great works of art inspire people. Tailors are inspired when they work with tools that align with their desire for perfection. The weight of it, absolutely fantastic, and available in a variety of different materials, and with a 25-year warranty. I mean, of course, you're more likely to lose this than you are for it ever to become damaged. An investment, £200, right? But again, for an item that you're using every single day as a tailor, it's a small way to embellish not only your work, but to honor it, because the level at which you're doing it is, at this moment in time, countercultural and profound. So why not take a little bit of stock in that, treat yourself to a nice thimble, and then every single stitch you go to make, again, enjoy the small pleasure of something like this. The great tailors who built Savile Row stitch by stitch, they all had a thimble like this. It's one of those objects that is simultaneously completely humble and utterly essential. You'll never see it in the finished suit, but without it, the suit does not exist. And interestingly, in the hand sewing stitches video we made with Reza, he actually demonstrated the backstitch repair without a thimble because he wanted to show that in an emergency, you work with what you have. But he made clear that with the proper thimble, with the Atlas, the work is simply better. More power throughout the needle, more control, and more confident. What I love about this is what it reveals about Reza as a person. He didn't send me a bottle of something. He sent me a piece of craft, something he designed that he's proud of, that he knew I'd understand and appreciate. The kind of gift that only someone who truly lives and breathes this world would even think to give. It's a reminder of why I'm so drawn to these craftsmen and the traditions they keep alive. If you haven't seen our videos with Reza, the Akeila series, the hand sewing stitches video, the International School of Tailoring, I'll link to everything in the description below. They are some of my absolute favorites we've ever filmed on this channel. And if you're a tailor, or you're learning the craft, or simply looking for a gift for your tailor, look no further than the Atlas Thimble. I've got a link to this in the description of this video. And of course, all those proceeds go to support Reza and the work that he's doing to perpetuate this tradition. Of course, I'm Kirby Allison, and I love to help the well-dressed acquire and care for their wardrobes while exploring the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. Thanks for watching today's video.